Hey everybody, welcome back to Guys Night Lab. I'm Jesus, and I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. And today, for our 12 days of Christmas, we're going to be talking about a Christmas special, or I guess a TV episode special from one of my favorite shows and one of my son's actually favorite shows that he has right now. And that show is Family Matters. If you've never heard of Family Matters or seen Family Matters, it was a show that was on ABC's TGIF and line up in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. And it was about a pretty much not a blue collar, but kind of blue collar black family and their shenanigans. But then it kind of turned into the Urkel show when Urkel came around. But it was still a great show for about, I'd say maybe 4 or 5 seasons. And then it kind of really jumped the shark. But in today's episode, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite episodes. It's Have Yourself a Merry Winslow Christmas or something like that. Yeah, I guess have yourself a very Winslow Christmas. I was right. So it's season 2, episode 13, and it stars Urkel, Jaleel White, and Reginald Vell Johnson, who's Carl Winslow. But the story revolves around pretty much Urkel is left back. He's home alone because his parents went to Hawaii for Christmas and they didn't take him. And the Winslows are about to, do all their Christmas stuff and everything. And so Steve is kind of hanging out with the Winslows and kind of watching them decorate. And he's kind of loving the whole family thing because the thing we kind of find out about Steve is that his parents are, they're just kind of like, you've never seen them in the TV show, but you just know them that they're very scientific, they're very intelligent. I don't know if they believe in God or they believe in holidays or anything like that, but they're just very kind of like simple, smart people that just kind of don't make anything very special. So Steve is very in awe when he sees the Winslows just be excitable and celebrate holidays and Christmas and other stuff like that. So there's that. There's a B story in the sense of, well, before we get to the B story, let's just kind of hammer out the A story. So Steve is home alone technically. So he's hanging out with the Winslows. And then he's telling, well, I guess we could tell the B story because it leads into the A story. So the B story is that Rachel is trying to get Richie, he's the youngest, and I think he's like 3 or 4, that he wants a Freddy Teddy. And it's pretty much like a play, I think, on Teddy Ruxpin or like Cabbage Patch dolls or whatever. But it's like, the hottest, selling toy or whatever. So Freddy Teddy is like a talking teddy bear. And apparently they're sold out everywhere. And Rachel recruits Carl to see if he could go find one. So anyways, while the Winslows are decorating a tree, in the next scene, Richie tells Steve, like, oh, I asked Santa for a Freddy Teddy. And then Steve's like, well, that's awesome. Maybe, not maybe, but yeah, I'm certainly sure that Santa's going to bring a Freddy Teddy for you. And so then Lisa and Eddie are asking Steve, like, what are you doing? Like, they can't find a Freddy Teddy anywhere. Why'd you tell him that? And then Steve's like, well, Santa's going to bring it. And so then Eddie and Laura are like, Steve, you still believe in Santa? And he kind of is like, yeah, what are you guys talking about? And so he's like, yeah, I've heard some vicious rumors, but yeah, I still believe in Santa. So anyways, the whole episode revolves around Carl trying to get a Freddy Teddy, and kind of hilarity ensues when he kind of almost gets one but doesn't. But then before the side A story can continue, what ends up happening is that Steve breaks, or he tells Eddie and Laura that he's going to prove to them that Santa is real. So he's going to write a letter and then mail it to them on Christmas Day to prove what he asked for Santa is real. But anyway, so he does that, and then he leaves and he knocks over the tree and breaks one of Laura's like antiques or grandma's that her grandma that passed away or something, I'm assuming, ornament. And so she like gets mad at Steve, says, I never want to see you again, blah, 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 blah. So he's kind of on his own. So the whole episode revolves around getting that Freddy Teddy. And then it's a pretty simple episode. Laura realizes that Steve's spending the holidays alone. And so she feels bad. And so then she invites him over to spend Christmas with her and her family. And then it's just kind of like, it's Christmas morning. Everyone's excited. Steve gets a present and all this stuff. And then Richie gets a Freddy Teddy because Carl never got a chance to get the Freddy Teddy. So Richie gets a Freddy Teddy. And then Rachel and Carl and everyone's like, "How did you get that?" And then he's like, "Santa brought it." And then it's just like, what, So then Steve proves to Eddie and Laura like what he wanted for Christmas, and what he wanted for Christmas was to spend time with the Winslows and on Christmas Day, and that's exactly what he got. And so, very simple episode. Things about TV shows about the 80s and 90s, or early 90s, late 80s, mid 80s, whatever, is that these TV shows are very simple. They're very, just A, B, and C, plot points. And what I love about it is just like it's a simple episode about Christmas and spending time, Christmas with family and Christmas with friends. And sometimes when you're kind of like, when your family doesn't feel like family and you have friends that feel more like family, sometimes you want to spend Christmas with them. And that's what I love about this episode, that, Steve got to spend Christmas with the people that he loves, the family that he loves, that are his friends. It's a great episode. It's fun. And if you love Family Matters, you'll definitely love this episode. So anyways, this Christmas, if you have time to check out one of the million TV Christmas specials, go ahead and check out Have Yourself a Winslow Christmas from Family Matters, Season 2, Episode 13. All right, until the next time, from Guys Net Lab, happy holidays, and I'll catch you on the next.